welcome back to another episode of Don't Shoot the Messenger. It's myself, Culturecams. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Listen, I know it was meant to come out on Wednesday, but here we are. We're shooting a bit late, you know what I mean? Other commitments, other things that we had to do. But, you know, I wouldn't leave you guys hanging through the international break. And, you know, every single week, every single international break, I'll touch on a few things internationally. But I've got other things to talk about as well this week. So, guys, as I said, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And again, if it makes you mad, it makes you mad. But listen, let me start straight away with, I just got the news that United are going to renew Ollie's contract, which I knew they were going to do. But then the fact that it says, Man United remain committed to handing Solskjaer a new contract, won't need to win the Europa League to convince the board of progress. See, now this is why I've got this on. You know what I mean? And this is why I absolutely hate the Glazers. And this is why I absolutely hate Ed Woodward. Love United, hate Woodward, hate Glazers. Simple as that. They need to make a new one. LUHW. I know there's already LUHG, but let's add W as well, because the way this club is being run is absolutely horrific. And I've been watching documentaries lately, loads of documentaries about top football clubs. And a lot of them go through periods of turmoil, periods of wilderness, obscurity, because of bad ownership. And there's been bigger clubs that have gone through longer periods. Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona, AC Milan. Listen, there's loads. Before Laporta come in, but Barcelona know it. Perez, he almost ran the club down. He came and saved the club at one point. It doesn't matter who the manager is sometimes. It could affect things. But a good appointment could paper over cracks. But the Glazers, Woodward, clubs being run by inexperienced people, man, honestly. But as I said, let me get into it. That was just a little rant to start with. It's going to be good vibes today. Just on a little downer. Listen, all that racism that's going on with all, you know, in the social media and all this type of stuff. Listen, people need to realize, a lot of these footballers and a lot of these people that are exposing the racist stuff is just to build awareness. They don't really care. I don't care either. When I get the racial abuse in my DM, it doesn't affect me. I just think you guys are absolute duds. That's all it is. You just look like absolute idiots. And the people that jump online to abuse people, how do you jump online, type abuse, press send, most likely off a fake account, and look at yourself in the mirror? You know what I mean? How I don't see how you can. You're unique. It's as simple as that. You're unique. So every time I'm seeing all of this abuse and stuff, I just find it funny. Like, I just find it funny, honestly, man. It's silly, it's time wasting, but hopefully Instagram and these social media platforms start doing something, because as time goes on, it's getting longer and longer. And of course, not everyone's got my mentality. It might affect some people, but listen, hopefully the FA, UEFA and stuff start putting in actions as well to combat all this racism and stuff. And I'm mainly talking about the most recent incident with Glenn Kamara. But let me move on from that. So guys, listen, this week a great interview came out with my first, I'd probably say he's my first football hero. Is he my first football hero? I'll probably say he is, with Ruud van Nistelrooy, man. Like, one of the reasons why I fell in love with this club. And he had an interview today with Joel, Rio, and Stephen Howson on Vibe with 5. And it was quality, in all honesty. Just listening to the way they speak, the way Van Nistelrooy speaks, and the way he speaks about his career, the way he speaks about the highs and lows was nice, man. It was nice to hear that side to him. But one thing that came out of it was, there was like a clip that come out about Van Nistelrooy talking about his rivalry with Henry. So people were like, oh, there was no rivalry, blah, 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 blah. Like, Henry won this. And we know Henry won 4 golden boots. I think Van Nistelrooy won 1. But the thing is, one, if people watch the interview fully, Van Nistelrooy clearly states that he used to look up to Henry as inspiration. Before he even came to the Premier League, he used to be like, yeah, okay, that's the level I need to get to. So I'm going to get into that whole kind of like mentality kind of side of things shortly. But people were like, oh, there was no rivalry. There was nothing. So I'm going to name the 4 fully fit seasons of Van Nistelrooy and Henry. So when Van Nistelrooy was actually fit, because one of the seasons he played only 17 games. So in 2000, in the first season that Van Nistelrooy didn't win it. So obviously Van Nistelrooy, he did win it in his second season, but the first season Henry scored 24 league goals and Van Nistelrooy scored 23. But if you listen to the story that Van Nistelrooy gives, he says that Alex Ferguson dropped him on the final day, which made Henry go and win the Golden Boot. And I actually went to go and look at it. Henry scored 2 goals on the last game of the season against Everton. So Van Nistelrooy actually went into the last game of the season top scorer, and Ferguson hooked him and said, "You're not going to win no Golden Boot." So he literally wanted Henry. Ferguson's such a madman. He literally wanted Henry to win the Golden Boot. It's not even his player. So when people say, "Oh, there wasn't a rivalry," really and truly, that could have been a Golden Boot to Van Nistelrooy right there. Dropped on the final day. Next season, Van Nistelrooy got the Golden Boot. Henry finished second. The next season, Henry scored 30 and they went invincible. Van Nistelrooy scored 20. And in the next season, in 05-06, because I didn't put 04-05 because Van Nistelrooy was injured, Van Nistelrooy scored 21, Henry scored 27. Now, we know that Henry, there's no discussion about who's the better player. Henry was the better player. He's probably the GOAT of the Premier League. And when you look at it, Van Nistelrooy scored 89 goals in those 4 seasons that I've mentioned. I didn't mention the other 6 because, again, he was injured. And Henry in that period scored 105. So, of course, Henry altogether obviously outscored him, won those Golden Boots, and, of course, the better player. But when people say there wasn't a rivalry, that was still the 2 players in the Premier League, the 2 scorers that you knew week in, week out, season in, season out, are consistently going to be at the top. So I love the fact that Van Nistelrooy was talking about his obsession with Henry. I absolutely love that. He looked at a player and he said, "I want to be better than that player." And at one season, he did get better than that player. And as I said, until the final day, he was, well, not better, but he did score more goals than Thierry Henry, who he sees as the inspiration. So people are like, "Oh, Henry was not even thinking about him because he gives away penalties and all that type of stuff." Listen, I don't want anyone to think a competitor, an elite player like Thierry Henry is not thinking about Golden Boots. He's not thinking about who's next to him. Van Nistelrooy, that's what he used as his inspiration. And the mentality is what I love. And I feel like that mentality is what maybe might be lacking from today's game. I don't see anyone, especially I'm looking at like Manchester United, and I was listening to the stuff that Van Nistelrooy was saying. He was talking about Roy Keane will walk into training and be fuming at himself. But that accountability that Roy Keane is holding himself, everyone else is appreciative of it because he gives it out. So if he's not doing it and he's angry at himself, it's like, okay, this guy's a humble person. This guy can accept when he's wrong as well. And this type of mentality, this type of accountability, this type of watching other players and saying, I want to get to that level and be better and make sure that I crush that player. I feel like that mentality is gone from the game. When you look at Roy Keane and Vieira, I don't know if anyone's watched The Best of Enemies, but they used to look out for each other. They used to know, oh, I'm going to have to dominate. If I'm going to win this game, I have to dominate Patrick Vieira. If Vieira has to win this game, I have to dominate Roy Keane. Not know, I can just get through the game and the system's going to carry me through. No, it was individual battles. It's like, I need to dominate my opposite number. And that was the same with Ruud van Nistelrooy. That was his mentality. I know how good Henry is, but I want to be better than him. And I feel like when I look at today's game, let's just say for Man United, I don't look at Man United and I don't see a Rashford or a Martial or whatever looking at a Salah, a Mane and thinking, what? They scored 22 goals, 23 goals, 24 goals last season. Nah, this season I'm scoring 25. Or Pogba or somebody, whatever, looking at KDB. What? You're the standard of the Premier League right now. Nah, not this season. This is going to be me. I don't really see that drive, that mentality, that hunger from players in today's game. And I may be wrong because things might go on behind closed doors, but when you see it on the pitch, I don't really see that. I don't really see that fire to be better than your opposite number. I kind of see it just everyone's just going about, system and coaching and blah, 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 but I don't see them individual battles no more. I want to be better than this person. I want to be better than you. Same way Cristiano Ronaldo wants to be better than Messi. Messi wants to be better than Ronaldo. Every elite football player, and I'm talking about gods of the game, yeah, have this selfish drive to be better. Van Nistelrooy used to score goals and it used to not score. Walk in, he said that he'll go onto his phone, he'll see Alan Shearer scored, Didier Drogba scored, Henry scored, and he'll be fuming. Man United can win 4-0. If Van Nistelrooy didn't score, he's fuming. He's fuming. And now we've got into a day and age where people are telling me goals don't matter for strikers. Oh, as long as they can link up, as long as they can do flicks and back to play, that's not it. All the top players and all the players that we talk about who are elite, and we end up saying stuff like, you know what, I think we could have got more out of them maybe. The Neymars, should he have went to a PSG? Is that move the correct move? The Hazards, we always felt like he can give us a little bit more. You can't say that about Messi. You can't say that about Cristiano Ronaldo. Even a god of the game like Ronaldinho, you still felt like, could his prime have been longer? Was he as serious as he could have been? Bro, the dedication to your craft and the obsession to be the best should always remain, no matter what. And that's how you become the best. Floyd Mayweather, Serena Williams, LeBron James. He's been talking about Michael Jordan since he was in high school. These type of players, if you're going to be to the best of your ability, you've got to have that. So when people are saying there wasn't a rivalry between Henry and Van Nistelrooy, there absolutely was. Henry was just the winner. It's just as simple as that. Are you going to tell me there was no rivalry between Man United and Arsenal? Because when I look at the titles, let's say from when Arsenal stopped being good, let's say 07-08 was Arsenal's last good season. From when Wenger came through, he won 3 Premier Leagues. United in that period won about 7? Probably about 7. If I'm talking 96, 97, 98, 99, no, 98, 99, 99, 99, 2000, 2001, 03, 06, 07. No, sorry, not 06. 07. Yeah, you won about 7 to 8 titles, while Arsenal won 3. So is that not a rivalry? Was that not a rivalry? It was a rivalry. United were just the better at the rivalry, just the winners of that rivalry. So I think people trying to disregard Van Nistelrooy's, credentials about, it wasn't a rivalry. Henry was doing this. I think that's pretty harsh, because I think they both were pushing each other to the maximum of their ability. And as I said, that was a great interview, man. The biggest thing I took away from it is just the mentality, man. The mentality that Ferguson instilled into that team. The mentality that just these players had. It was just so unique and it was so different. The drive, it was just amazing, man. Honestly, so if anyone ain't watched it, I suggest you probably go and give that a watch, man. I love hearing stories about top players, man. That's just what I love in it. That's just the type of person that I am. But listen, guys, as I said, it's international break. So I always like to just have a little bit of fun with the international stuff. So I got to ask the question. It was an interesting question. It was about, who are the 3 best international players that you've seen? And I feel like that is a tough question, because there's top players, there's Messi, there's Cristiano Ronaldo, but are they the best international players that I've seen? Then I know Ronaldo's got all them goals, but at some tournaments he's been underwhelming. We have to be very honest about that. Messi as well. They're going to have the goals because they are Messi and Ronaldo, but are they the best international players? I don't think so. Yes, Ronaldo's about to go and break that record of all the highest scorer of all time at international levels. So maybe you can put him in there. But for me, it's a tough one. Production, what are you saying about that one? 3 best international players of all time. For me, Zidane. I was about to say Zidane. I got Iniesta. I got Zidane and Iniesta. I feel like Zidane's obviously the World Cup 98. 2000, he was the best player. 2006, he was 34 or something, and 36, and he ran the whole tournament. Like, he was disgusting. 2004 Euros, what he did to England as well. So I've got Zidane in there. And then I got Iniesta, goal scoring in the final, goal scoring midfielder in the final of 2010. 2012, unbelievable Euros. I mean, that performance against Italy, especially in the final, was ridiculous. So I've got him. So I got Iniesta and Zidane. And in the third spot, it's a tough one. Neymar's good, but I don't think I could put Neymar.
I got 2.
Who you got?
You can't not mention R9. But the last one is someone I think it's overlooked. David Villa. He was rude.
2008 Euros, he was mad. 2010, he was good. Oh, that's a good one. You know, the third
There's a
spot
couple
is
men like Miroslav Klose have always done bits
in the World Cup, but
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't.
I
I
wouldn't say
ain't
he's
got
the
him.
best.
Yeah, I ain't got him.
Honorable
Yeah.
mention.
Balak was sick for the country as well. I don't think best ever, but it's a tough one. Like third spot is. I think Zidane and Iniesta are solidified. I was thinking about Xavi, but I was thinking, do you know what? I don't want to put people from the same country. That's what I wanted to miss out because Xavi and Iniesta, they're hand in hand in everything, man. Like Barcelona, yeah, I mean everything. They're the greatest of everything. So I don't want to do the same country. Yeah. So let's not do the same country. If I say Zidane is French, obviously, Iniesta is Spanish. I don't know. R9 is a good one.
I would have to.
What about Cristiano? All-time scorer of all time?
World Cup 2002, just
maybe. World Cup 2002, but 2006 he was chubby and, you know, he got the little steps on Ghana, but he was...
No, but even
overweight. 98,
Cup, he didn't win it, but he was
good. Yeah, he was good. 94, he was too young. He didn't even play.
He didn't play.
Copa Americas. It's a tough one, you know. I don't know, you know. R9, he's got the historic moment. That's the thing. R9's got the moment. Every time you think about World Cup, the best image you think about is when Cafu's holding the World Cup. You know, that's like the iconic image. And then you know R9 is attached to that because of his goals and he was a top scorer. So the haircut, yeah, the boots. Even when he lost, he's got one of the most iconic pictures with his boots around his neck. Yeah, so it's like, it might have to be R9, you know. That's a good shout. Ooh, that's a good shout. But there's going to be new generation fans that look at Ronaldo and see him chasing, what's my man's name? Ali Dia or something. I don't even know what my man's name is. That Iranian Donny. Is he Indian or Iranian? I don't even know. And he's chasing...
Ronaldo's got moments to get. Remember Sweden,
Hungary Spain, in the Euros, Wales header, Spain. But I wouldn't. I feel like I've gone through a few. Netherlands, he scored a nice little headers. But I feel like there's a few tournaments I've looked at. I'm like, 2010 World Cup.
Euros when he first started, he was outstanding.
Euros, he was good in it.
He wasn't even a starter. He was a sub. Come on, and just started doing a madness. Kept his position from the first.
And he ended up in the Euro 2004 tournament.
Yeah,
team of the tournament.
You can't stop that CR7, boy. The problem.
It's a tough one, you know. Like, I'm thinking. So I feel like CR7 might be up in there because you just can't deny the numbers. You can't deny the numbers. And then you got R9, iconic moment. And then you've got, who else is there? There's any Italians. This Cannavaro won the tournament. I can't really say nah. I feel like Buffon gets overlooked. I think he was amazing for Italy, but Italy were underwhelming until the 2006 World Cup. Well, they lost in the final in 2000.
Yeah, Euro.
Yeah. R9 or CR7?
Let the people decide. I think people are going to say CR7.
Yeah, because the younger generation. Do you know what? Because CR7 has everything, I'm giving it to R9 for iconic moments. Because I feel the World Cup is the pinnacle of the game. The World Cup is the pinnacle. Ronaldo has the Euros, but he didn't get that clutch Euro moment that we would have all loved because he got injured. So I'm going to give it to R9 for iconic moment. As production said, the trim, the boots, just the moments, the wag in the finals, yeah, the wag. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That image of the Brazilian flag with him, you know, Rivaldo and all them man. So do you know what? I feel Rivaldo was very slept on in 2002 World Cup. You know, he scored in every single game until the final, in which he even got assist, the dummy, and the dummy as well. He got slept on. Yeah, he got slept on that tournament still. But everyone talks about the Ronaldinho free kick against England, and obviously they talk about R9, but Rivaldo
hold on.
slept on member.
Can you just take a moment to remember that squad? Because bloody hell,
bro,
they had Rivaldo, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho.
I don't think they're the best of all time, though. I don't think they're the best. I think Spain are the best. I think Spain are the best national team I've ever seen, I would say. France had a great one. If you look at their team properly, they had Vieira, they had Petit, all them man. Zidane, Henry, Desailly, Thuram, Lizarazu. Barthez is a joke, man, but Barthez, they had a ridiculous team. But I'll say Spain, because when you look at the Spain team, bro, it was nearly flawless, bro. It was too stacked. Like, Mata was not even was on the bench. Cazorla, David Silva used to play on the left, but Fabregas, you just decide, I'm just going to play false 9 because I'm just that good. We're just that good. Iniesta, David Villa, Fernando Torres, Xavi, Busquets, Alonso. Oh, my Lord. It's too much.
France is the same, though.
Not as stacked.
Zidane, Vieira, Petit. They had Pires on the bench, Trezeguet, and Nelka didn't even get picked.
Not as stacked.
They had Leboeuf.
You think it's a stacked? Ramos,
Laurent
Puyol,
Laurent
Piqué.
Fam, look at the names I'm listed. Except for goalkeeper. France's goalkeeper's terrible, but Thuram, bloody.
It's a lot.
That team's outstanding.
It's outstanding still, and they did the World Cup Euros back to back. But the reason why I got to give it Spain as well is solely on achievement as well. Euro 2008, World Cup 2010, Euro 2012, 3 on the bounce. Jesus, Lord Almighty, man! How can you do 3 tournaments on a bounce? And this is why I laugh at when people talk about names like Van Dijk or someone like that is on the same level as Ramos or something, bro. He's played in games that Van Dijk can only dream of, bro. So when I hear all this type of stuff, it's like, let's respect consistency, let's respect longevity. It's just simple respect for the game. But as I said, anyway, that was just a little bit of a little international thing. I'm gonna go mine's gonna be R9, Zidane, and Iniesta. I'm gonna stick with that. Tough for Cristiano Ronaldo, tough, but I'm gonna stick with that. And then because we just threw that in there, who is the best national team that you've ever seen? I know most people are probably like of the younger generations, they'll probably say Spain as well, but if you could have a game, let's say a game or 3-table tournament between France, Brazil, and Spain, who would win? Who would win? Because if you look at the Spanish team's weakness, it was actually counterattacks. Imagine R9, Ronaldinho and Rivaldo on the counter with Roberto Carlos and Cafu bombing up the wing. Bro, it was safe. It could be Spain's weakness. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's very interesting. So who would win a 3-table tournament? France, prime France, Brazil, and Spain. I would love to actually hear from that. So I'm talking 02 to 2012 Spain, 98 to 2000, let's say 4 France, and let's say 98 to 2002 Brazil. I would love to hear what people's opinions on that is. But another question I got asked, it seems to be the day of top 3. As I said, listen, it's international break. I'm just here to vibe. I ain't here to talk about nothing serious. Nothing's really going on. So I'm going to give you guys, somebody asked me a question is, who in my opinion are the top 3 players in Premier League history? And they also said, if I could pick in position, top 3 players of each position. I thought that's pretty long, but do you know what? I got a bit of time. How long I got production? I got 6 minutes, so I can do this in 6 minutes. For me, you can argue about who your top 3 players are in Prem history. But what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do mine in longevity or consistent, not necessarily consistency, but I'm not going to do it in that order. I'm going to do it as if I could take 3 players at any moment in their peak of the Premier League, who would they be? So who are the 3 best players to actually play in the Premier League? And not, as I said, not, he was good from this period to this period. I'm just talking about 3 best players that I've seen, and I'm like, you've got the goals, assists, you've got the wow factor, you've got that other level quality. For me, Thierry Henry, Luis Suarez, Cristiano Ronaldo. I think they're the 3 best players to play in the Premier League. Now, I don't mean if I was to do a Premier League rank, they would be, Henry would be number 1. I don't know about the other 2. I'll have them here and there. But in terms of the 3 actual best players to play their football in the Premier League and actually deliver, I think it's them 3, man. Like Henry, there's countless seasons. Ronaldo, those 3 seasons that he did. But people forget how good he was as a young player as well. He was leaving man on the floor. He was leaving man for dead. And then Suarez, like, it's silly. It's silly what Suarez did in the Premier League. So those will be my 3 best. But I'll put those as the 3 best forwards, let's just say. Because people ask me, what do I think about in each position? So defend. It's just going to be a tough one. Let's say fullbacks. I wasn't old enough to see Dennis Irwin's prime, so OGs allow me. Evra, Ashley Cole, and it's got to be Robertson now, isn't it?
Ivanovic.
He's not a left back. He's not a left back.
Fullbacks.
No. I was doing left back. I meant left back. Yeah. Evra, Ashley Cole, and Robertson. I'd have to say. I think they're probably the best 3 left backs that I've seen. I can't say Irwin, man. I'm not gonna say Leighton Baines and them, man. There, you know what I mean? So, then I'll go centre backs is a tough one. Because remember, I'm saying peak, guys. I'm not saying the longevity. I'm saying the peaks. Centre backs. Rio, John Terry, easy. That's. I'm not even thinking about them two. Now it's tough. If we're talking peaks, it's tough between. For me, it's tough between Van Dijk and Vidic. For me, I think Carvalho was fucking unbelievable. I think Sol Campbell was unbelievable. And I actually watched the Arsenal documentary, and he turned the ship for Arsenal, man. Very underrated, man. People need to actually look at that. Like he really steadied the ship for Arsenal, man, when Tony Adams and that left. So I got to give him his props. Vidic in 08-09 to about 10-11 or 07-08 to about 10-11 was ridiculous. He won Premier League Player of the Season, but he didn't get the PFA Player of the Year, but he got like the Premier League Player of the Season or whatever. And then obviously Van Dijk almost won the flipping Ballon d'Or, but for me, that's not how I rate things. I'm not like, oh, this guy came here in the Ballon d'Or. That doesn't make me rate you any higher. I look at what you did in that season, and then Vidic, United was setting Premier League records. Liverpool was setting Premier League records. You know what? This is the one I'm gonna have to leave for the people. I think peak Vidic was unbelievable. Won Champions League as well. So did Van Dijk. And Van Dijk won the league. So did Vidic. That one is tough for me. That one is very, very tough. We're talking about peak. For me, the way I like defending, I'm more of a Vidic guy, and I think that era was tougher. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to be fair, and I'll say, from what I see, the dominance, I'll leave that for the people. The reason why some people might sway is because Rio played alongside Vidic, whereas Van Dijk probably didn't have as much of a better teammate like that next to him. So people might say that. Yeah, so that one's a tough one. Let me know, you guys, man. For me, I think Vidic was better than Van Dijk, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about in their peak, whatever. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, fullbacks, right backs. This right backs is a tough one. Right backs is a tough one because when you look at what Trent has done in his, but it's hard to say someone so young is in his peak. That's kind of annoying to say. But with Gary Neville, I think we'll have to go in there. Ivanovic, for me, you know what? I love peak Azpilicueta as well. I think he's very slept on. At one point, for a fullback, I swear he was unbeatable. No one could go past him at one point. But I think Ivanovic. Who you said for the third spot?
Right backs.
Yeah.
I got Kyle Walker, Ivanovic.
Kyle Walker.
And maybe Zabaleta.
No, not Zabaleta.
Hold on, give my mates.
Oh, fair enough.
I got Kyle Walker, Gary Neville, and Ivanovic locked in, but I could hear a shout for Zabaleta.
Zaba's not even. Zaba's just like, bro, I still even see him better than Seamus Coleman, bro. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. But you know what? These positions are a bit, you know what I mean? So I'm going to just leave that for 2. I'll say, I think the outstanding ones for me have been Ivanovic and Gary Neville. The other one, there's Kyle Walker, there's Trent. When we look at the numbers that he's done at fullback and changed in terms of we look at fullbacks to be attacking now, you can say him. Maybe you can say Zaba, Aspie. There's loads of other names. But me, what you say?
I got more Aspie as a left back. I think he's best in Premier League was at left back. At left back. Then
That's
he played
true.
Right centre back. People would look at him as a right back, but he never played a lot at right back.
That's true. That's very true. So I mean, if I was to do that, I might even have him over Robert. But let me be fair. Let me be nice. Centre midfield. This is a good one. This is a tough one. Peak. Remember I said peak, guys. I think the peak is Steven Gerrard. I think Steven Gerrard in his peak, Frank Lampard, and Yaya Toure. I am a Paul Scholes guy. I think Paul Scholes, out of any of them, could play for any team in the history of football because his technical ability is just off the charts. He can play anywhere. That prime AC Milan team, he'll slot in. I can't imagine Frank Lampard playing for that prime AC Milan because is he moving Kaká? No. Is he going to play any deeper? He's not. Gerrard was very much of a box-to-box madman running up and down everywhere. Could he have fitted into that team? Could he have gone to these Barcelonas? I don't really know. But Paul Scholes, for me, could play for any team in the world. But I just think in their peak, if I had to take these three in their peak, I'll take them over. I think Gerrard and Lampard in their peak were just different. Paul Scholes, the longevity of what he did, the way he shifted his career from being a goal-scoring midfielder to an absolute dictator, different. So if we're talking about who's the better player, now we can discuss. Maybe you can put Scholes up there, whatever. But I think in the peak of the powers, Lampard and Gerrard were terrorizing world football, man. Like, they were terrorizing world football, bro. And Yaya Toure, I got to just pay homage to that 13-14 season. Like, Jesus, I haven't seen a midfielder like that in the Premier League before. So I've got to pay respect to that. So I'm going to say Yaya, Gerrard, and Lampard, I think. And then just to be fair to the defensive midfielders, Roy Keane, Patrick Vieira. And this is a tough one. There's N'Golo Kante or Makelele.
Gilberto Silva.
Nah. No. Gilberto Silva was class, but he's not better than Makelele.
He was the Rock in the Invincibles.
Not better than Makelele, bro. Right?
I'm not saying that he's a big so you're not even including him in conversation.
I got Kante and I got Gilberto Silva was class, by the way. He was good in 2002 World Cup as well. But I think Kante, what he did with Leicester, went off to Chelsea, and of course, just his collective self has been great in the Premier League. Makelele has a role named after him. The Makelele role. He's probably the best all-round. He's like Ndidi on steroids. That's what he's like, literally. I think if we're talking about the word defensive midfielder, because Vieira and Roy Keane, people sleep. Roy Keane scored 51 goals for Man United. Vieira, we know, was a box-to-box maniac, unbelievable player, like one of the most complete players in the Premier League. But talking defensive midfielder, because even Kante likes to pop up right there. He wants to pop up on the left. He wants to pop up everywhere. Defensive midfielder, I think it's got to be Makelele. I'm going Makelele. Chelsea 04, 05, 05, 06 and stuff. Without Makelele protecting that back four, we might not be talking about John Terry and Carvalho as high as we do, in all honesty. So I'm going to go Makelele, Vieira, and Roy Keane. So those are my top threes.
You didn't give your boy Fernandinho a mention.
What a player.
Love Fernandinho. I'm confused you didn't mention him.
But I can't put it. Oh, what a player. That's a good one. He slept. Woo! That's a tough one. Damn, that's a tough one. But listen, guys, this is all for you guys to debate, man. I'm just having fun on here. Damn. Fernandinho's a good one. He's been doing it for a long time as well. But I just think, remember I'm saying the word peak, and I just think that when I think about peak, I can think of set years, set moments for these certain players. If I was talking about who's better in their longevity of their prime, remember, these are the key words, guys. You need to take these words in. Prime and peak is different. I'm talking about peaks, and these are the best peaks I think that we've had in the Premier League. People might start talking about more about Mo Salah and stuff, broke the goal scoring record, but nah. I said with my guys, I need the wow factor. I need the quality. I need everything. I need stuff that transcend these players that I've all just said. I think, obviously, maybe not the right backs and the left backs and stuff, but I think they're transcendent football players. I don't see Mo Salah as a transcendent football player. I don't see Harry Kane as one. I don't see... There's loads of names that I can say. Bale, I think he's a top player. He had a great season, but I still don't think he should have won the Player of the Year that year anyway. But so yeah, bro, guys, listen, that is mine. I want you guys to debate that, go through that. Let me know in the comments, man. And listen,
you didn't do wingers though.
I did do wingers. I said forwards.
You said forwards, but I don't going to do wingers.
The wingers.
It's not fair to put Henry with the wingers.
Fair enough, but Suarez, okay. Wingers. Hazard. Bale. Actually, is it Bale? No. Peak seasons. Ronaldo, obviously. Hazard. I'm going Ronaldo. I'm going Hazard. And there's people like Robert Perez. Player of the Year. Invincible. I remember growing up watching Perez, and he was like the first guy I used to look at and be like, yo, this guy is pure class. Like, there's not like no athleticism, nothing, just pure class, fam. So there's Robert Perez, there's Bex, there's Giggs. I think Giggs is more of like a prime than a peak season. Bex, Bale. Hey, at last spot is tough. Salah, I mean, if we're talking about just separating wingers, I mean, he's gone crazy at the moment. But I just don't have that. I just don't. You know me, I look at the game through my eyes, and he just doesn't give me that through the eyes. You know what I mean? I know his numbers are going to be better than everyone's, but through the eyes, I just don't have that. The wow factor, the X factor of Hazard and Ronaldo. Even Perez, remember man's chipping keepers and walking off. Like, hey, come on, man. You know what I mean? Those are the... But you know what?
I've personally got Beckham.
You got Bex.
I think Beckham is
But what's the peak moment? Peak season? Is it 0203? Is it...
When he came second in Ballon d'Or, he was...
99, 98, 99.
Beckham, when he became England captain, that little patch, he was
2002.
From
about 2000, 2003, it was ridiculous. It's tough. I'm going to go Ronaldo and Hazard are shoo-in. I'll let you guys do the other one. And that's probably going to be between Beckham. I think Robert Perez, I think he's unbelievably slept on. Perez, Salah, people probably have. I think that would probably be the ones. Or maybe people prepare Bale. But as I said, I'm saying wow factor and stuff, man. Gareth Bale, 2013. That was wow. Now that was wow. Like, that's the definition of wow. So do you know what? I'm going to have to might put Bale in there, because Bale was like, Jesus Christ, man, what is this guy doing? Every single week you flick on the TV, one's just flying into the top bin.
85th minute. It's always late.
Yeah, something just flying into the top bin. So do you know what? I might have to go Gareth Bale, man. I think he was ridiculous. It's hard because, as I was saying, David Beckham, ridiculous. I don't think I have Bale higher rank than him, but we're talking about peaks. We're not talking about primes, we're talking about peaks. Peak Bale season, peak Hazard, peak Ronaldo. And yeah, so I guess I got to put another striker in there if I've got Henry and Suarez. My other striker would be... I don't even think production you're going to be able to keep up with all these. You can't put the images of all these names that I'm saying.
Nah, it's
too much. Too much is going on. I think the final striker, peak striker, in his absolute peak in the Premier League. Now, I didn't see Shearer's absolute peak, so guys, don't talk to me about Blackburn, SAS, and all them things there. There's Ruud van Nistelrooy that I've just been talking about, because, I mean, the guy scored 44 goals in this country. Still nobody has scored more than that. I think Salah equaled it, actually. When Salah got 40. I think it's 44. I think it's 44. Van Nistelrooy got 44. But anyway, so there's Van Nistelrooy. Van Persie, I think in his peak was, if you're talking about 11, 12 to 12, 13, geez, man, crazy. Aguero, I feel like always just doesn't get to have them moment. I feel like his prime is ridiculous, but he's always injured. There's that pinpoint season. It's hard to do with Aguero.
Drogba 09, 10.
Drogba 09. Oh.
Even 07, 08.
No, that's 06, 07 you mean. 06, 07.
Yeah, 06, 07.
Drogba 08, 09. Drogba. No, 09, 010. Wazza. It's got to go Wazza. I got to go Rooney. Oh, that's tough. Peak Rooney, peak Drogba. People got to be honest. Like, peak Rooney and peak Drogba are the same level. I think Rooney was a better player all round. But peak Drogba. Listen, I'm going to go Wayne Rooney, because I just think from about, let's say, 07, 08 to about 12, but even that 09, 010 season, the way he carried, I think, a fairly average squad was ridiculous. Ruud van Nistelrooy, but I'm talking peaks, man. I'm talking peaks. I gotta go Rude, man. The guy was Champions League top scorer as well. 44 goals. Yeah, I gotta go Rude. I'm gonna go Rude. But let me quickly just say something on Didier. I know I've got the time has probably ran over, but my final thing on Drogba is I tweeted it. People need to stop. Listen, let's stop trying to write away his legacy. Yes, okay, his stats are not that great compared to other strikers, but Didier Drogba has a direct hand in nearly every trophy Chelsea won in the period that he was there. And when I say direct hand, I mean it's either a goal or an assist. And I'm not even talking about, and that's in finals. I'm not even talking about Napoli, the moment against Napoli. I'm not even talking about Barcelona. I'm not even talking about these moments. Every big game you can see Chelsea of that period, two men are always there, Frank Lampard and Drogba. You know what I mean? And even Frank Lampard might not even be there all the time. Drogba's there. I remember the goal he scored against Barcelona when he flicked it through his legs past Puyol and banged it in. I remember his goal against Bayern Munich, the header. I remember the goal against Napoli, the games against Barcelona, Bayern Munich in the final. People probably think I'm talking about Bayern Munich in the final header. No, I'm talking about Bayern Munich when Drogba used to, you know what I mean, with the headband and the perm. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yes, this is heritage, guys, man. When we're talking about big games, Drogba is it. So it depends what you like. But one thing about Drogba, you could talk about his stats as much as you like. But in terms of the uniqueness of what he's done in his career, not many have done that. Take away Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. I've never seen a more clutch player than Didier Drogba. It's as simple as that. It's facts. It's facts. There's Sergio Ramos, you can probably say is clutch. Yeah, I get that. And in big games, he's ridiculous. But those are probably, other than Ronaldo and Messi, the two players that I look at. Obviously, you get Iniestas and all these type of players. But I'm talking about clutch moment, just clutch. Drogba eats it up more than your favorite striker, by the way. And I'm including Henry. I'm including Van Nistelrooy. I'm including all of them. So we can talk about his stats as much as we like. Yes, he doesn't weigh up with them. But in the big moments, I know who I'm taking over any of them. And it's Didier Drogba. People got to remember as well, one thing about Drogba that I got to say, yeah? In Didier Drogba's prime, people talk about his numbers. But when Drogba came through, please remember, he is the one that ushered in the one-man up front striker. One lone man up front. Only one. Everyone was doing two. Van Nistelrooy and Rooney, Henry and Bergkamp, Shearer and Amiobi or someone. Yeah, I mean, everyone was doing it. Barros and Djibril Cissé. Gerrard was suffering, but anyway. Barros and Djibril Cissé. Drogba came in one up front in a very physical era. Your goals are going to be taxed a little bit. You're not going to score as many goals because he's having to battle against... Bro, it was unique. Two men are on him. It's unique. And it was a physical era. It's not like now where everyone's just playing one up top and then you got a beautiful, cute little number 10 and then attacking fullbacks. No, Didier Drogba was playing one up top with Frank Lampard behind him, two absolute rigid in SCN or Thiago and Maniche and Makelele and SCN, whoever.
Sometimes Good Johnson.
Yeah, it's sometimes Good Johnson. No attacking fullbacks. So where's the goals coming from? It was literally, he's just going to have to, and didn't take penalties. So him and Lampard were just basically saying, we just got to make it happen. People sleep on prime Drogba. People sleep on Drogba. Like, I mess around sometimes and be like, oh, Vardy's got more goals. But listen, let's stop playing games. Drogba is one of the greatest strikers to ever play in the Premier League. Like, let's be real.
Just to add on to that, 09-10, when he scored 29 in the Premier League, only one was penalty.
Only one was a penalty, and he went off to the AFCON. So, really and truly, the Premier League record that we talk about, Drogba could have had it in 09-010. If he didn't go off to the AFCON, you telling me in a month, Drogba wouldn't have potentially scored 3 more goals? He would have probably got it. He would have probably got it before Salah. So let's be fair, man. I think Drogba's name is starting to get one of them ones that as the new gen grow up and they look at just stats and goals and assists, they're dragging him. And can I remind people, in Drogba's first season or second season, he was the top assister in the Premier League with about 12 anyway. So he was doing his job regardless. But I have never seen a Premier League striker handle back fours by himself the way Didier Drogba is. He's the best big man, in my opinion, in Prem history. Simple as that. But listen, guys, as I said, if it makes you mad, anything I've said, if it makes you mad, it makes you mad. I'm not fussed at all in any way. And that is another episode of Don't Shoot the Messenger. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you subscribe to 360. I'm out.